Hello everyone. I think I've just got time for a quick card today. It will be the last one before we go away. We'll be leaving tomorrow. So today is packing and making sure the laundry is all in order and all this kind of carry on. So quite exciting, but I thought I'd have a go anyway. And you may be wondering what on earth this rather muddy mess is on my desk. It's just come out of my backgrounds drawer. Any backgrounds I make, I file away, usually by colour, actually. And this was in the green drawer. And this was made by going out to the garden and picking a few flowers and then just squishing them in my die-cutting machine. I used an old machine. I used an old Cuttlebug for this because when you do it, a whole bunch of juice comes out of the leaves. Obviously, they're fresh. You've just picked them. So I put a piece of paper towel underneath the bottom plate, squish it through, and then a piece on the bottom, the plants, piece on the top, and through the machine. When it comes out, there's a whole bunch of junk on there, all the debris of the plants. So you can either leave it for a while and then scrape it off later or scrape it straight away. It's entirely up to you. But anyway, I thought it looks rather, it looks rather grim there. What on earth am I going to do with that? Well, what I thought I would do is my Alexandra Renke. They call them flowers. I thought they were clover, but I think they are actually little flowers. But then, there can be either or, can't they? One or the other. So in order to see these are the backgrounds that I'm going to use, these dies. But if you put that on there, you can't see exactly what you're going to get. So I've cut them from a piece of copy paper. And I'll cut them out one by one because look at that. Wouldn't that look fabulous if that was right in the middle? Which one is this? That is that one. With that kind of, where does it go? It goes that way. I think that would look fabulous. So all you have to do, when you found the place that you like, pop this into the gap, use it like a jig. It fits quite nicely, and then run it through the machine, which is what I'm going to do right this moment. I think what I'll do is cut. Can you see this? I'm just going to show you. All this lot sticking out here, and it might make a bit of a mess of the... Let's just do this. Cut that off so we don't get in such a pickle. Right, let's have a look again. There was that one there, wasn't it? You see, you can get... That was the back side of the flower, I think, but this way, it can be the centre of the flower. I think it looks fabulous. Look at that. Let's put it in like that. You can feel when it's in. Oh, whoops. Right, let's just put this into the machine. Right. Right, so there's one of my flowers. Okay, and now we need this other one. Let's have a look. You want to make sure that you're looking the right way through it. There's that one there. That one would work quite well too, I would think. Which way round? It doesn't really much matter. Oh, there's some nice colouring there. Look at that. Okay, let's have it there. That's this one. Just fit it in the gap. You can feel when it slides in. Do you know something? Because this has been through the machine once, that paper has been flattened, and so it's not so evident where the gap is. But, oops, I think I've got it there. So if you want to avoid that, just have one window in one piece of card or paper, copy paper rather, so that you don't flatten it when you take it through each time. There we go. That one moved, so look, I've got a bit missing. Let me see. Might still be okay. Quite like that one, the misshapen one actually. Let me put all the dies out of the way. I've cut out the actual stem ones from gold mirror card. I have got this die, which is an embossing die or engraving die. I don't care what you care to call them. Again, Alexandra Renke, but this one just pierces little holes. I'm not sure if they actually go right through the card. I suppose it would depend on how thick your card was going to be. This is 250 GSM. And I want this to go kind of there with the 3 flowers like this. I may put a sentiment on, I may not. Somewhere over it with slightly to one side. So I'm going to pop this into my machine about there. So there you can see the effect. I don't know if there's holes right through or not, but it is an engraved or an embossed heart. So then all I have to do now is to pop on my 3 flowers. This time I thought I would do them with the bases all level. Just see where the tops come out if the bases are all level. Kind of like that, perhaps. Because these will have things behind them. Which is which? I don't suppose it matters, really. I think that might be that one. And that might be that one. Let's just have a look round. Yes, I think that one goes with that one. You can hardly see them against my desk, can you? And this one, this is the one I chopped off, or that one, which is the right one. Okay, I'm just going to stick these onto their bases. Just by the centres, I think. I don't know if I'll stick too much down. Just a little glue on the back here. I might put a few odd spots. Isn't that lovely? Look at that lovely colour. You wouldn't have thought you'd get that from that disgusting looking piece of background, would you really? So let's just put a little on this one. I may put a coloured pearl into the centre of these flowers. I love how these just don't kind of fit exactly. I think it's a bit like, you know, loose, what I call loose watercolouring. And this one. Oops. I'll think of an arrangement. I'm not quite sure how I want them to go. Do I want that one stuck down? Not necessarily. I think like that, with this one on the top. Okay, let's do this. I think I'll do, I'm wondering whether to do the pouncing technique, you know, with glue. Let's try it. Let's see how we get on. I'll use my Nouveau glue. My cut-off pastry brush. Oops, come off its little holder. This just leaves little dots of glue. Okay. There we go. And this one went next, and then the other one between the two. That went kind of in between, didn't it? I think I need to drop more glue. Make sure that it's evenly distributed. Okay. And the last one. I will just give this a wipe before I do any more. I don't want the glue on the gold I don't want. There we go. Might need just a little more. There we go. Now, what I'd like to do is to find a sentiment, and because these are fine lines, these stems are really quite fine, I want to make sure that the sentiment is in keeping with those. So, we need a nice little sentiment in there. I will look through the Renke ones and see what I've got. I've got Best Wishes, I've got Love You, I've got Happy Birthday. The birthday one's quite long, this is why I often use it sideways up, like this, almost like another flower perhaps, but I think that's a bit big for this. The other things I've got, the other Happy Birthdays of Alexandra Renke are just too bold. And I think that's about all I've got as far as sentiments from Alexandra Renke. Got room for Best Wishes. I think we probably do. Let's try a Best Wishes. I think what I might do with this is to put some double-sided tape on the back. That'll just fit there on the back of the card, so hopefully it will just, I can use them as stickers, just peel. It's wide enough. This is just regular double-sided tape. one for the best and one for the wishes. I think this tape has got slight little gaps at the side. I'm not sure if the adhesive goes absolutely right through. Best wishes. Okay, let's just cut these out. Okay. Let's see if we can get these out. Just got to get rid of the gap. Well, where there should be a gap between the H and the E. There we are. I don't want to get confused by the other piece of paper as far as getting it level is concerned. There we go. There's the wishes. Now for the best. They're just like stickers, of course, if you use the double-sided on the back. So many ways of attaching die cuts. There we are. Best wishes. Now this can just be popped onto foam tape and onto the front of our card. This is a 5x7, if I didn't mention that previously. 5x7 card. A lot of people have asked where to get Alexandra Renke dies from. Well, I think there are a few stockists in the US. As far as I know, they are still shipping to the US, but of course, with the situation at the moment, that may well change. We don't know quite what's happening with tariffs and all this kind of carry-on. I've got no idea about that. I think there are one or two stockists. Alexandra Renke have historically shipped to the US. They don't ship to the UK anymore since Brexit. I think the British rules made it too difficult for them to ship to this country. So Miser Print have been selling some of them, but because of customs, import duties, all this kind of stuff, and actually getting them, it's proved that they are really quite expensive. They're not cheap to start with, directly from Germany, but I just think that your best bet is to look directly on the Alexandra Renke site and see. I am very fortunate in that I have friends within Europe who buy from Alexandra Renke for me, have them shipped to their premises, and then they send them on. So I am indeed very, very fortunate. But not everybody is as lucky. So it is, kind of an awkward situation, really. But I don't make cards so that people can just do this exactly the same as me. I make cards because I love to do it. If people want to take inspiration from my cards to do their own thing, that's wonderful. If they want to case the cards that I've made, and if they like the things that I've used, well, that's up to them. If they want to try and source the same die, stamps, whatever it may be. But card making is a very individual thing, and people do what they like to do and what gives them joy and what gives joy to the people that they're making the cards for. So after that little speech, oh goodness me, It's just kind of by way of explanation of me and Alexandra Renke. I used to buy them from British dealers, stockists, and from Germany, but I can't anymore, not directly, personally, myself. So, apart, as I say, apart from Miserprint, some of these I have purchased from them. But how much longer they're going to continue selling Alexandra Renke, that I do not know. So, good luck. And you won't be seeing me for a few weeks now while I'm on my holiday. I do hope to post some pictures on my Facebook page of my trip. So if you have the ability to look at Facebook, then you'll probably see where I'm going, what I'm doing. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And if you could look at old videos while I'm away, keep up the old algorithm for YouTube, that would be wonderful. Thanks so much, and I'll see you when I get back.